Welcome to Survival Gearless video series. Today I'm going to talk about what I keep in my trunk of my car at all times. Some people call it their bug out bag. I call it my get home bag. I'm married, I have kids, I'm not bugging out without them. I spend most of my days just like most people do at work. And so if there is an emergency where the freeways are blocked by either an earthquake has destroyed the overpasses or there's a winter storm and you need to do it out on foot and get home, I like to have some emergency supplies with me because, trying to do it in a dress shirt and a pair of dress pants from work is going to be really tough. So I always have in my get home kit that's in my trunk, I have my backpack, just regular backpack. It's got a Camelback in it, nothing real military looking. I have my first aid kit. I have a blanket. I have an old army coat that I keep in my trunk, and it's got a liner in it, especially during the winter to keep you warm. I also carry a pair of old tennis shoes that are comfortable, and then inside each shoe I have bottles of water, and those actually do go inside my bag. So I have this stuff with me at all times. So what I'm going to do is just pause the camera, and then I'm going to remove the blanket and the coat, and then I'm going to go through my bag so we can take a look what I keep with me. Okay, so I've started to take apart my bag and what I keep in it. And the first sort of item that I keep in there is a change of clothes. Again, I'm most likely to be at work if something happens. So I have the pair of tennis shoes that are inside my kit. I also keep a good pair of hiking socks, because dress socks aren't going to do it when you're hoofing it for 6 hours. I carry a pair of shorts with me. I live out in the west, so it can get rather warm. Also t-shirt, two t-shirts to change into if I want to. I also keep a bucket hat and a bandana. Again, something you're going to want to keep the sun off you, so that's really important. So that's the first big item that I have in my bag, is just a change of clothes out of my dress clothes. Okay, the next couple of items that I have in my bag are more environmental that I'm going to have to deal with. So I have a really good pair of leather work gloves in case you need to help remove debris from, if somebody's trapped in their car or you need to move debris to get home. Having a really good pair of gloves in your bag is a good idea. I also have some different dust masks. Remember 9/11, all the dust that was coming down. So I keep a couple different kinds. N95 is probably there's N100, but N95 is going to do for most of the dust. Be able to filter that for a little while. I always grab these when I go to a barbecue restaurant. They're just wet naps. In case you have to go to the bathroom, it's like an instant piece of toilet paper, or you can use them to clean a wound. But they're always good to have, and just a good excuse to go out and have some barbecue and grab some of those wet naps. I also keep several plastic bags, garbage bags, the big leaf type of bags with me. You poke your head through them, you poke your arms through them, and you have an instant poncho in case it's raining where you are. You can also set up if it's you need to shelter, you can with that and some rope and duct tape, you can quickly make a little shelter for yourself to stay out of the rain. So we're going to keep pulling stuff out of the bag. Okay, I've cleaned up that mess, and now I'm on to more items that are in my bag. So I have flashlights and headlamps. This is a Coast HP1. It's an excellent little flashlight for $10 on Amazon. These Energizer headlamps are really good. They're only $12, so they come with the batteries too. Throw them in your bag. You won't regret it. Also have other things like a whistle. Comes with a cheap compass and weather temperature gauge, but basically it's just use it for emergency whistle. I have a Leatherman that's at least got a little knife and a little pair of pliers on it. Emergency blanket, pepper spray. Every state's got their own rules, so you better know what you're carrying and what you can't carry, how much pepper spray you can carry. I carry these. You can pick them up cheap at Harbor Freight just to be able to cut some chain link fence or some wire that if you need to get through. A couple snacks. These things are pretty darn hard, but at least they'll stay in your bag for a couple years and you won't have to replace them. Also, this thing is really kind of neat. I picked it up at a trade show. It's called Right in the Rain. and it's a little book that you can actually write in and these pages can get wet. So let's say you get home first, no one's home, you can leave a note for your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and say, I'm going to pick up the kids, so at least you're both not trying to do that. And then no, I don't carry some mints with me, but not a bad idea if you want fresh breath during an emergency. These tins are real great. And what I keep in there is some cash. You never know when you're going to need to either fill up with gas if the electricity's out and the credit card machines aren't working, but just a little bit of cash. I carry just enough to fill up the car if I need to. And then also a lighter. If you ever need to start a fire, that's an easy thing to do. Now, one other thing I want to pull out of the bag here is I keep a paper map of where I live, just in case you need to find a back route, a different route on a way home. You have a paper map with you that you can refer to instead of trying to use your cell phone if the systems aren't working. Okay, lastly in my bag, it's surprising all this stuff fits in there, but it actually does. I have a couple different communication pieces. So I have a Baofeng radio. These things come up for sale on Amazon every once in a while. They're completely cheap. They're like $29-30, and you can program using Chirp, which is a free software program, to different repeaters around your area so you can actually listen to what's going on if you need to. I highly recommend getting your ham. If you're not, you can still own one, just don't transmit on it. You can at least listen to what's going on. Some of you old timers like me, you may remember these, but it's just a simple AM/FM radio. It's waterproof. It still works, so no reason to get rid of it. I throw it in my bag. I have extra batteries for it, and it allows you to listen to AM and FM in the event of emergency. This little thing is pretty cool. It doesn't matter what kind of phone you have, you can at least charge it. You can help somebody else charge. So you have, the new iPhone and, Android and the old iPhone. And then I have a couple old, cheapy phones that you can pick up at Walmart and throw a couple minutes on it every month. In case your system is down. So let's say you have Verizon and it's dead. Get a phone that uses another system because it's always a backup. They're cheap. Again, you can get them at Walmart or wherever and just put a couple minutes on a month. It's not a lot of money. I actually like this one. It's called Blue. It's on my website. I think it's 20 bucks on Amazon, but it has an AM/FM radio on it too. So just in case that doesn't work, you can listen to, I'm sorry, it only has an FM radio, but it's pretty darn good. So those are the items I have my bug out bag. One other item I need to put back in there is my extra phone charger. Some of them have between 3,000 and 10,000 milliamp on them, so you can charge your phone 3-4 times. I do have one of those. I think it's charging right now that I need to put back in my bag. So those are the items I carry. I think the only other thing that I have in here that you probably should do as well, it's sunblock. No emergency, you're just out somewhere and all of a sudden you realize you don't have any sunblock with you. If you're walking home for 6 hours in the sun, you're going to want to put some sunblock on you. I keep it in a bag just in case it busts open. I don't want that stuff gooping all over everything else I have inside my bag. So that's what I have. I call it my get home bag. This is basically just me to get home. Many other people have very extensive bug out bags that they can live on for 3 days. They carry firearms in them. They have huge medical supply kits in them. Me, I'm just looking to how can I get home, in as quickly as I can. Like I said, I work 20 miles away from my house. According to Google, that will take me 6 hours to walk home. So that is a bit of time if there's been a huge emergency and all you're thinking about is your kids and your wife. Are they okay? And if you can't reach them, 6 hours is a long time. So you may need to borrow a bike. You may need to borrow a Razor scooter. You may need to do something to reduce that amount of time to get home. So I hope that's helpful. I'll put a list of items that I carry in my bag on the notes on this show and post your response. Thanks.